Okay, I think we're live. Let me just double check. Whoa, we're live. What's up, everybody? So it's like really cold outside in Texas right now, and I'm making mulled wine because it's Valentine's Day. Also, we're stuck at home. There's nothing else to do outside because nobody's going out because this is my first winter time in Texas, but it doesn't look like people in Texas are used to this kind of weather. Like it looks like this is new for a lot of people. So I'm basically, this is also my first time trying to make mulled wine, and it might taste good, but not. It might not. And I actually have had a lot of mulled wine while I was in Europe, especially in the UK. They make their at a lot of like the fairs that you'll go to, like outdoor events and some bars, they'll have it and it's really good. I loved it so much. And I always like paid so much money to like have just a glass of mulled wine, so I want to be able to make it myself and have it all the time, especially when it's cold, because it's so like soothing. Okay, so this phone might fall because I don't have my tripod, because my tripod is stuck in the car and the car is stuck under the snow. Alrighty. Oh wow. North Texas, Robert Evan. Where are you? Where in North Texas are you? Hey, Jonathan. Alright. Hey, Joe. Thanks so much. Thanks for the super chat. What up? Poperation. Thanks for the compliment. The title of this live stream is Mulling These Live Streams while making mulled wine, because I actually had, I have so many mixed thoughts about these live streams. On the one hand, I enjoy them so much. And on the other hand, I get so self-conscious, even though like I get rewarded greatly when I come on here, which is a plus, like with incredible engagement from you guys, and the super chats are amazing. Like Joe and the people that support me on here in so many ways, like not just the super chats, but also like with so much encouragement. It means the world and it makes me want to come back. On the other hand, I get so self-conscious still because however long I've been making these videos, I guess it hasn't been long enough for me to not feel weird and self-conscious about coming and talking to you guys live and not having like a script or something like that in front of me. So I really appreciate the love. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Jonathan says, I haven't sent you something in a while, so here you go. Thanks for a super chat. Yep, I took the yoga scope down because that was really that showed my full body, and I was kind of overweight, I wasn't in shape in that video, and I didn't feel good. And I was like, ugh. And then also the title that I had, it was weird and whatever. And in general, I get so stuck in my head. So I was having a conversation with someone today, my mentor actually. I have recently started getting in the habit of finding mentors for the things that I want to do. So basically, find somebody that you want to be like. They have to be doing or have done the thing that they're telling you to do, because usually that's how they're gonna encourage it. They're gonna know they're gonna know to direct you the right place. So I found a mentor for my brokerage as a real estate agent. So my real estate realtor mentor, and I also found a mentor for investing, a separate thing. And they're incredible. And these are basically people that I have like regular meetings with every week, and they teach me how they make sure that I'm on track. And even if they on one day aren't teaching me anything that I didn't already know, they're giving me encouragement, support, and these aren't the only people that I talk to for advice. You know who you are. I think it's really important to who you get advice from, but it really makes a difference. It really makes a difference. So anyways, I was talking to this guy today, my real estate investing mentor, and I told him about this thing that I tried a few years ago, which was this like little Airbnb side business that I had tried. And I explained to him what I did, and I was basically like flipping out apartments, but they were rentals, and I was like subleasing them in Airbnb, and I was making money from them, and then I got in trouble and whatever. And he was like, wow, you're like a pro. That's cool that you did that. And he was like explaining how house hacking works and stuff like that. And it was pretty much like I was on the right track a few years ago when I was doing my Airbnb business, and I was making good money from it. And the only reason that I stopped doing it, the same reason why I stopped doing these live streams, was I was internalizing all the doubts that I was hearing. Like I wasn't trusting my gut. So my gut was telling me, do this Airbnb stuff. It's great, do it. And then the critical voices were saying, like, don't do it. My family, friends, everybody that was close to me was just like, get a real job. Get a real job, get a real job, get a real job, get a real job. This isn't real. This is risky. This is too risky. This is dangerous. A girl like you, I mean, my dad, get married, marry a rich guy. Like, just so many of these voices. And of course, there were a few of the encouraging, supportive people. But those are unfortunately outweighed by my listening to the doubting voices instead of listening to the encouraging voices. So it's like that a little bit with the live streams, where I'll get into them, I'll come here, I'll have live streams, and I know I'm not the only person who's like this. Like, I know it's a thing that a lot of people experience, so I'm not like, oh, I'm the only person that's having this. I know that you and you and you and you and you are feeling this way too, where you'll start something and you'll get really into it and you're like, yeah, we're picking up steam. And then you get all this encouragement and energy, and it's great. Yeah, we're doing these live streams every night. And then Joe Schmo over there says, hey, why are you doing these live streams? They're so stupid. Usually someone closer to you says it. Why are you doing these live streams? Like, like a family member or something like that. Don't you want to get a real job? Don't you want to... Why are you flipping houses? Don't you want a real job? Sit in an office? That's a real job. Sitting in an office, listening to your boss, that's a real job. And of course, in your mind that that's not true. There's so many ways to make money, and you don't have to be sitting in an office listening to the man that doesn't actually take anything productive out of you other than just making sure that you're sitting in that seat from morning till night, even though you're not really accomplishing anything. And you don't need to be sitting there the whole day. But your doubts get the better of you because there's a part of you that was there since childhood that was trained to obey. So it doesn't care what is or isn't rational. It just cares what the It just wants to obey. It just wants you to obey. Listen to the rules. Listen to the convention and the norms and whatever you're trained to do, whatever is the least risky, whatever is the most according to the norms, whatever is the most like whatever. So I get like really emotional about this topic, the topic of like, you know, being a conformist and going along with the rules, because I just feel like the part of me that wants to do that is so strong, and it's so conflicting with the part of me that wants to break out of that. Anyway, sorry. All right. Okay. Operation says, cam girl is a respectable career, Pardes. Thank you. Let's see. Prodigal Heel says, I was going to do a video response to your marriage video, but sent it to Stephen Rose. So he did a response, but I sent it. Oh, thank you. Thanks. By the way, so speaking to the marriage video, I posted the video and I said, like, these are the reasons why people like me are opting out of marriage and children. So that was wrong. The way I worded it was wrong. Not me, because I'm not opting out of marriage and having children. I do want to get married and have children. People like me, meaning people in my age group, in my like friends group, in my like types of people that, you know, like age, gender, socioeconomic status, people like me, education level, people who are in America, in the Western world, who have more opportunities than their parents had. I think I have more opportunities than my parents had. Why are people choosing not to have a marriage and children? I'm choosing to have a marriage and children, but not before having all these thoughts that I laid out in my video, and I know a lot of people are having those thoughts too. I'm not saying that those thoughts are always rational. I'm just saying that those thoughts are real thoughts that people have, and it's really hard to combat. And I do think that it's good for people to get married and have kids, because I think that it's very good for people in our world, in the Western world, which is the free world, to keep getting married and having kids, because that's what you want, a future with free people, with more free people and more people who have our values. So I think that's good. I'm very, very pro family, having kids, like growing, very, very pro that, but I'm still gonna list the things that people my age think, because you can't address them otherwise. So Jonathan says, the problem I have is I'm afraid of taking risks because I'm scared to trust my judgment. Nobody has better judgment than you. Thanks, Prodigal Heel. Thanks for your other super chat. Merry Valentine's Day. Thank you. Robert says, I'm going to try and buy a house through you. Yes, buy a house through me, because I'm a realtor. And even if you can't buy it through me in Texas, if you want to buy it in a different state, I can hook you up with someone in your state. Anyway, so, alrighty. JJ says, LMAO, I love it every single time I click on your live, you're going into some deep monologue. Yeah, that's what I'm about, deep monologues. Prodigal, thanks, Jonathan. So, yeah, like you can't take anybody else's judgment over your own, because no matter how smart the person is or how smart you think the person is, how smart other people are, like, nobody knows you better than you know yourself. So why do I say you should have a mentor? Because a mentor is someone who you respect, and usually a mentor, like a good mentor, like the ones that I've chosen, I think they're great mentors, and they all know different things. So like you choose them for the thing that you want to know more about. You don't choose like a real estate mentor to help you with your relationships or whatever, unless they're also really good at their relationships. So like you're choosing them for a specific thing that you think they know more about, but usually a good mentor they won't like discourage you. They won't discourage you from something. They will only help you, guide you to the thing you want to do. And if they're scared about something, they don't know about something, they'll tell you, I don't know about that. They won't be like, don't do it. They'll be like, oh, you should talk to somebody who actually knows about that thing. So you want to flip houses, go talk to somebody who knows how to flip houses. They won't say, no, that's not a real job, dumbass. Because it just means that they don't know about that thing. And they're not a good mentor. John says, I'm too broke to get married and have kids at the moment. Yeah, that's like another, like basically why most people don't get married and have kids. Is like, it's just cost of living. And in that case, like, feel free to move to Texas. Feel free to move somewhere where it's like way cheaper to live, because unless you're like a 1%er, you're never gonna, unless you're a 1%er in Washington, D.C. or L.A. or like New York, you're never gonna live a luxury life with kids. And there's so many costs. And of course there's like just every year the cost of like health insurance, healthcare in general, and then the cost of their education, and it's all like, it's stupid. It's all costs that don't need to be there. Robert says that's why I only date poor girls. Josh says, you mad at me? No, I'm not mad at you. We never finished our convo because I didn't log on to Facebook. I did, but I didn't like log into my messages. And if I was messaging you and I didn't like respond in a while, it's because I got caught up with some stuff. I'm having issues in my house. As I think I mentioned in one of my videos, I've been having issues with my house, which is fine. Part of owning a house, there's repairs that need to be done, but it felt a little bit overwhelming, and I was like, there's like a whole bunch of other stuff. So, but I'll be back. Like, it just might take a little bit of time. Prodigal Heel says, think I'm going to make shift, travel home out of pallets, get some solar panels, and live life like Mad Max. Anything you want to do is possible. It's possible. Like, almost anything is possible. And if it's not possible, the way that people become rich is that they make things possible that weren't possible. They think out of the box. By you doing the same thing that every other person in history did, you're not creating anything new. If everybody can cut an orange like this way, you're not doing anything new by cutting orange this way. What's to stop people from buying this cut orange from that guy who does it the same exact way? I don't know if I'm making sense, but like, if something is not possible, the way that you can make money is, and I'm talking about real money, like money, money is by making that thing possible. Creating a market where it doesn't exist. Nobody had a need for Seinfeld before Seinfeld was created. Nobody was like, there's a huge demand for, there was a huge demand for Seinfeld. Seinfeld wasn't even an idea before Seinfeld was an idea. So when the creators of Seinfeld made it, then it became in demand. Like, you have the power to make something in demand. I feel like I should be talking about Valentine's Day because it is Valentine's Day and I'm making mulled wine and I'm gonna have it with my boyfriend who's not in this live stream because he's studying for law school. But we're gonna have this afterwards, and so like I don't even know how to make it, so I'm just gonna show you how I'm gonna make it while talking about Valentine's Day. So I was never in like this serious of a relationship before, so I never really like cared this much about Valentine's Day. I mean, I never cared about holidays in general, just because I was always just used to being by myself on the holidays and usually doing something by myself or whatever, and it was kind of depressing. And sometimes it's so different now. It's just like my life is like really different now. I'm not lonely anymore, and it's crazy because like I identified with being lonely for so long, and it just feels weird to not feel lonely anymore. And I just thought that was just a thing that is internal, like, oh, I've been lonely for so long, it's probably because I'm meant to be lonely because this is my personality. But it's not a personality thing. This is the pot, by the way, where we're gonna put the wine in. So it's basically like it's like a slow cooking pot, but I think I'm just gonna like pour the wine in here and pour everything in it. 1 second. First, gather the ingredients, mulled wine ingredients. So we got the wine, we got the fresh oranges, we got the cinnamon sticks, we've got the other spices, we've got anise seeds, cloves, Seinfeld. Thanks for the super chat, Seinfeld. No demand for me when you start. And then sweetener. So for the sweetener, I think I'm just gonna use the light agave. Let's see. And then it has option for extra liquor, but I didn't have a chance to find extra liquor because it was the snow and it was really hard to get out. So combine all the ingredients in a saucepan and give them a quick stir. Okay, so the whole thing about mulled wine is that you can't let it boil. If it boils, the alcohol boils out of the wine. So you have to basically put all the ingredients in the mulled wine, but you can't let it boil because you want it to stay wine and you don't want it to turn into grape juice. So I'm basically gonna stick this in here. Stick this in here and take this wine bottle. I don't know where the bottle opener is. Dude, where did I put the bottle opener? Huh. I don't know where the bottle opener is. Prodigal Heel says, Happy Single Awareness Day. At least candy is on sale tomorrow. Haha. Graham says alcohol is sinful. Warm wine on a cold day. Yes. Wine is the best. I love wine. I can't find it. I can't find the bottle opener. Oh, here it is. Already. Guess how much I got this wine for? Guess how much this wine cost? All right. Okay. You're all wrong. No one has guessed it yet. We're on YouTube and Periscope, by the way. Pouring. Okay. First I'm gonna pour the wine in here. Maybe this is good for now. It smells so good. I love the smell of wine. Do you love the smell of wine? Maybe more. And then I'm gonna take a knife and cut up these oranges. Let's see. Okay, so just gonna slice this orange right here. The other orange will be used for garnish. So, gonna slice it. So, yeah. I don't know how to like give relationship advice, to be honest, because I don't know how I did it myself. Like, it could be that I'm actually not really good at relationships at all, and it's all my boyfriend doing the heavy lifting. You know, because I was like terrified, honestly, in the beginning, because I mean, it was like really natural, like it happened like really naturally. But I didn't really know what to expect because I was never I was just so used to being alone all the time and traveling alone and doing all that stuff by myself. So, all right. So we got the oranges in there. Oh my gosh. It smells so good. It smells really good. Oh, I didn't tell you how much the wine was. It was $2.86 from Walmart. $2.86. Less than $3 for a bottle of wine. And yeah, you can make mulled wine for really cheap, and I don't know, maybe, I mean, if there's like a way for me to sell it or something on the street, like you can make good money from this stuff, because in Europe, when I was there last winter, they were selling it for a lot of money per, like they'd sell these like little tiny cups, tiny glasses of wine and just sell it for really expensive. Okay, so this is the honesty. This is where they get licorice taste from. So, I don't know how much you're supposed to put in here, but I guess I'll put in I'll sprinkle it a little bit. Sprinkle it with anise seeds. It's like the licorice seeds. My gosh, this is so cool. Oh, and I need to plug this in. I better not start a fire, because if I do, the fire people won't be able to get here, because there's the roads are all blocked. Because we're in the middle of a snowstorm. And it's pretty cool that the connection is working right now. See, does this work? Oh yes, it does. Whoa. All right, and now we got cloves. It also tells you that you can put in cardamom seeds, like that's optional, but I didn't see any, and I wasn't about to go going around town looking for cardamom seeds in this weather, so I just kind of skipped it. It's not an important part of the recipe anyway. Okay, so does $2 wine taste good? Yeah, it tastes fine. It tastes a little bit like diluted. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of water in here. But it's fine for what we're doing. I mean, this isn't like fancy. Like, if you're gonna mull the wine anyway, I think it's very silly to mull like expensive wine. I don't know. I think it's very silly to do that because there's a huge chance it's gonna come out like, yeah, it's already getting like really warm. So I'm gonna try to not let it boil. All right, so I'm gonna put in some cloves. Put in like maybe like 6 pieces, 6 cloves. I don't know. There. I don't know how much I'm supposed to put in because this recipe doesn't tell you. It just tells you like cloves, whole cloves, anise seeds. Oh man, it's starting to bubble. Do not bubble. Yeah, it's already starting to bubble. That's not good. I might have like gotten... Oh, and I forgot to put in the cinnamon. Cinnamon sticks. Yeah, it's not supposed to bubble because if it does, it loses alcohol. Making moldy wine to be demand. It's not moldy, it's mold. I didn't spend $38 on spices. I got the cheapest version of everything. I got it all from Walmart. I think probably 1 cinnamon stick would do. Like 1 cinnamon stick should be fine for this to be, probably. I don't know how to get it out. All right. Okay, and I'm gonna get the lid, the pot lid, and I'm gonna close it so it can basically simmer with all the spices in there. Maybe I'll pour in some more wine. How's that? Yeah. It's getting nice and hot. All right, we're gonna keep it in here. And we get some wine glasses. So I've got wine glasses and I'm gonna put like orange slices on it for garnish. Graham Mickelson says 4 cinnamon sticks cost like $5 at my Walmart. So this costs like $9, this thing over here. It's a lot of cinnamon sticks. Yeah. Was it $9? Yeah, $9. Yeah, it was less than $9. So $8.90. So yeah, this Walmart great value brand in Texas, I don't know if it's different in different Walmarts. I don't know if it might be more expensive at your Walmart. So but here in North Texas Walmart, yeah, got less than $9. This is a lot of cinnamon sticks, so it can make a lot of mulled wine. And I think I could probably pour it in. I mean, should I try it? I feel like it's really hot. Oh, I know how I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna use this. It doesn't taste that amazing, honestly. I forgot about sweetener. I'm supposed to put agave or some kind of sweetener. I'm supposed to put it in there. Or sugar. I could have put sugar in here. Gosh. If this doesn't come out good, then I'm gonna look really foolish. Dry wine tastes better. Yeah, it tastes much better with the sweetener. Because it's like the sweetener kind of, it gives flavor to the spices. Because like the spices, they smell nice and cool, but when you taste it, it doesn't taste like anything. It tastes like this, it's not very tasty. When you put in like just spices with mulled wine and you don't sweeten it, but when you sweeten it, yeah, it works. Pretty good, actually. And I didn't put a lot. That was not a lot, because that was a lot of wine. That's not a lot of sweetener. So that's really good. Whoa, I'm like feeling all these spices like coming out of my ears. It's really good. You should try it. Yeah. I'm gonna give some to my boyfriend while he's like studying. It's like warm, so you feel it coming out of your ears. So you see this? I'm gonna cut like on the edge, like that. So you got this like little orange wedge. If you're like alone for Valentine's Day, honestly, I think holidays are a little bit silly. Like I feel like they're all ways of making money for like companies, things that companies use to make money. I don't know. I think holidays are kind of silly, but it might just be because I spent the past, like in previous years, I spent all my holidays being miserable. So now that I have a holiday to celebrate, I feel a little guilty. It's like survivor's guilt. Like, well, what? So I'm just gonna forget all those other holidays? Come on. It is survivor's guilt, dude. I'm just gonna pour the rest of the wine in here. Cause like, what's the point of having more wine if you're not gonna finish a bottle? It's less than $3. Less than $3. I'm totally gonna finish it. Who cares? Who cares if my boyfriend has school tomorrow? We'll finish it. JK. I don't want him to fail school because of me. Anyway. Also, I think you're supposed to put like tea in here, but this specific recipe doesn't call for tea, so I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. It gets hot really fast. Oh, ha. Questions. By the way, sorry, I don't have a normal tripod because my tripod is in my car. My car is stuck in the snow. So, and I don't want to go looking for it. So, right. Logo says wine without sweetener tastes like cough syrup. Ahmed says, what is he studying? He's studying the law. Yeah, sometimes dude, I could never be a lawyer, but I want to be encouraging and stuff, but like low key, It does not look like fun. Wally World says, what do your parents think of your boyfriend? My parents really like him a lot. And yeah, my parents like him a lot, but they can't say that too much because he's not Jewish. So it's really weird, the whole Jewish discussion, because, and I don't want to talk about it too much because then the algorithm will think that I'm being negative and being anti-Semitic, and then they'll like ban me or something. But yeah, I just feel like parents, at the end of the day, like parents at their core, even if they don't know it, like they're built to just want you to be happy. So if they feel like you're happy, then even if they say they care about certain things, they don't really care about certain things deep down, because like they know when you're happy because they raised you. Even if they suck as parents, they know it. So, yeah. Whoa. How am I supposed to drink it like that? That is good. That's really good. That's really yummy. Whoa. Should I run and give one glass to my boyfriend while he's studying? Maybe I'll do that. I'll take a glass here. It's like warm, but I didn't want to make it too hot. It's not too hot though. Hold on, I'm just gonna give it to him. All right, so he's like sipping it and studying now. What am I cooking? I basically just mulled wine. It's mulled wine. It's really good. You should try it. Sil, I miss you, Sil. Maybe, yeah, we should have mulled wine together. Because you're not too far from me now. So we can, and I can drive over when it stops snowing. What's up, Jason? How you doing? Jason says, dream impossible dreams, make them real. That's my motto I live by. I like that. Yeah. That's pretty good. You're moving to... Oh my gosh, you're moving to an apartment with a pool? Nice, congratulations. That's so exciting. Whoa. By the way, if you are on Periscope, what up, Poperation? If you're on Periscope, go over to YouTube, because I'm gonna be like looking at comments on YouTube. Alrighty. Mulling wine. So, are you moving out of your house? Is that what it is? Oh, nice. That's so exciting. Nice. The pool is filled with pee. How do you know that, Graham? Wally World says, as a parent, you're only as happy as your most miserable kid. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like my parents don't really know when I'm happy and when I'm not happy. It depends. Like, they know when I'm happy, but they don't know what will make me happy. So like, if I'm happy, they'll feel it and they'll be like, oh yeah, this is good, she's happy. But they won't know what it is to get me there. So it's like they'll like fight with me over something, and then it's not really fighting, but they'll like be like, don't do that, and then I'll do that thing, and it turns out that thing makes me happy, so they'll be happy. Or they'll be like, do that, and then I'll do that thing, and it makes me not happy, and then they'll see that I'm not happy, and then so like I feel like parents can tell when you're happy and when you're not happy, but they don't necessarily know how to get you there. Like, they don't necessarily know how to give you the best advice. Syl says, PM me on Facebook or Twitter and I'll fill you in. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm excited to hear about it. Death says, every public pool is filled with at least 2 gallons of pee. Syl, by the way, like, I think moving is so much fun. You don't have to live in the same house forever. Moving is fun. Experiencing new places is fun. Like, traveling is fun. I hope to someday have, like, multiple homes. A lot of homes. I hope to someday have, like, just an empire of homes. Believe it or not, I'm still wearing this sweater from Washington, D.C. that my friends got at this bar, this Irish channel. I don't even know if it's still around, but my stuff are still in a suitcase because I was just moving around so much, but that wasn't by choice, so that wasn't fun. And when I was moving around in DC and just like living in different people's homes, it was not by choice. So it's different than traveling and moving around when it's your choice, when you have options. Having options is the most awesome thing. So, okay, so how often should I do these live streams? Because I'm having so much fun, and like, I can never tell when I'm gonna feel bad about it afterwards or feel too self-conscious about it afterwards. So it usually happens if I've been doing it every day for like 5 days in a row and I've been doing live streams, and then like the 5th day that week I'll be like, oh, I feel so self-conscious, I've been live streaming every day, whatever, and then I just stop doing it for a while. But I never know when that will happen. Bart says, I'm watching on both YouTube and Periscope. That is dedication. Thank you, Bart. That is cool. Thank you. Yeah, that's really, yeah, thank you. That's the thing. So the reason why I tell people to go on YouTube is, and I'm always pulling people from Twitter to YouTube. First of all, I think that Twitter is a dying brand because Periscope is not going to exist next month. Periscope won't exist. That's why I tell people, it's not because I'm hating on people that are on Periscope. It's because like I just want you to be able to keep seeing these live streams because they won't exist in a month on Periscope, because Periscope is going away. That's why I keep telling people to go from Periscope to YouTube. But I still do it live on Periscope because I've got more followers on Periscope. And in general, I think Twitter is dying because, like, YouTube makes so much more money, right? Periscope doesn't necessarily make money unless you're like indirectly making money from Periscope, or they're making money from your advertisements indirectly through Twitter promotions, like promoted tweets and stuff. So I don't think that they're making a lot of money. And if you're making money, then they're making money. But if you're not making money, then they're probably not making money either. So, or as much, nearly as YouTube. So that's one reason why I think Twitter and Periscope are a dying brand. Their business model isn't as great as YouTube is. Second of all, Twitter was great because of Donald Trump. And I'm not saying this to be political, but Trump was on Twitter and tweeting every day. That's why so many people were on Twitter. Whether they hated him or they loved him, they were on Twitter to see Donald Trump's tweets. That's how Twitter became so big in the past few years. And now that Donald Trump is gone from Twitter, like, what, people are gonna go to like see everybody just like jerking each other off on Twitter, like Joe Biden and AOC and Kamala Harris. And see, I might even be wrong because I don't even spend that much time on Twitter anymore. If I don't spend that much time on Twitter and I was a Twitter addict, then I can't imagine how many other people are just not spending time on Twitter, either because they were banned from Twitter or because they just don't care. Like me, they don't feel the need to go on Twitter as much. That's how I know Twitter's dying brand. People like me are just not interested in Twitter anymore. But we're still on YouTube as regularly, if not more maybe, because because there's all that time that we have that we're not on Twitter anymore. So I'm on YouTube so much. I'm still watching a ton of YouTube videos every day. I'm still listening to podcasts. I'm listening to a lot of audiobooks. I'm talking to a lot of people. I'm talking to a lot of prospective clients for real estate. And yeah, Jason says mainstream media has the same problem. Without Trump, where's the story? Yeah, I mean, Trump was, I don't even know where he is now. I see he's like having press releases or whatever, but there isn't as much of like a story. What, like, people want to read stories about how great Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are. I mean, people, it's not as juicy. It's not like, Kilmatic says gonna miss Periscope. Wally World says I deleted my Twitter. So there's I've been talking to a new, what do you call it, like social media platform. It's kind of a social media platform like YouTube, but it's kind of also like a publisher, meaning like they're also kind of like, it's basically it's a platform. It's a platform for creators, content creators, to have post videos and do live streams, but they're not only a platform, they kind of help you with your schedule, and they help you like gain an audience, and like it's kind of like the content creators are almost like part of the platform. You're like making money from the platform. I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but anyway, I've been talking to them the past several weeks, and they want me to join, and I want to join, and that's really cool. And I was like, so what kind of content do you think I should bring to the table? And they said whatever you're doing on YouTube, whatever content is you. So I was thinking of bringing the live streams. The only thing is, like, on that platform, it's members only. So if you want to watch me or any of the other content creators on that platform, which I'll talk about more in the future, you'd have to be a member. You'd have to be a member. I think it's like $10 a month to be a member. So, but if you became a member there, you wouldn't only get me, you would get like a lot of other people. But the thing that I wonder is, like, I come on here, I'm here just having fun. Like, I'm making mulled wine and hanging out with you guys. I'm not really like creating content on these live streams. Like, the videos that are scripted, I might put a little more work into that because I edit it and I write a script, you know, because I'm writing my thoughts down. But these live streams are total just chill fest. And I wonder if you're paying a membership fee, $10 a month, what kind of content would you want to see from me? Like, if you had to pay $10 a month to see my content, it would have to be good, right? Like, what kind of content would you want to see that is that good? You catch my drift? All right. So yeah, I actually want to hear your thoughts. Like, what would you want to watch? What kind of content would you want in order to, like, that would be good enough to get you to sign up for a membership? If you were to sign up for a membership on that platform, because because I'll still be making content here, so you don't have to do that. But all right, Logo says Twitter was already an SJW echo chamber for a large segment of the user base, given all the shadow banning and blogging. Ahmed says news commentary. Logo says you'd have to at least get a green screen. News commentary, but the news is so boring now. It's not fun. And I don't want to talk about Trump because we saw what happened to everybody else that talked about Trump. I don't want to I don't want to become like a martyr for Trump anymore. Bart says comedic dating tips. Dating tips. Maybe we should just talk about dating all the time. That would actually be informative, I think. News is boring stuff. Yes, Logos, I agree. Sorry, I didn't mean to shut you down, Ahmed. I didn't mean to shut down your comment. Like, news commentary was something that I did in the past a lot. And it's like, it is interesting. Maybe it's just the news that the type of news that I was covering. Maybe if I covered more like world news might be interesting. Like, what's going on in what's that country? What's that country in East Asia? Burma. Like, what's going on in Burma? They had like some kind of coup, and they like overthrew the president, or they tried to overthrow the president or whatever. And the president was like, I would rather die before stepping down. And so maybe if I covered stuff like that, that would be interesting. Myanmar? Oh, I thought it was in Burma. Logo says, why not talk about real estate and finance? Yeah, I will be talking about real estate on my real estate channel. If you haven't, you should go and check out my real estate channel. I'm actually going to link my real estate channel in here, so you have no excuse. Go and subscribe to Pardes Real Estate. It's my new channel. All right, Pardes Real Estate. I'm putting it in the description of this video. Subscribe to Pardes Real Estate. Subscribe to Pardes Real Estate. Save. And so it's here. Go subscribe to Pardes Real Estate. That's where every week I'll be having a video out about It's gonna be like a pattern, like for other real estate agents, kind of for future agents, because I know a lot of you are trying to become real estate agents too. So for agents, and then there's a section playlist for investors. And also I'm going to be doing this thing where I do like a spotlight on different neighborhoods in Dallas Fort Worth. And because people are always asking about, because Dallas Fort Worth is so big, it's like its own country, and there's just so many different neighborhoods and places, and people are always like, what area is good for multifamily homes? What good areas good for condos? What area is good for, homes in the between $200,000 and $300,000? So basically with like spotlight videos, I'll talk about each neighborhood individually, and I'll go and like get some B-roll shots of those neighborhoods, so you can actually feel like you were there without having to fly all the way down to Texas and see it in person. All right. How do I get back to this video? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, dear. All right. Aaron says, make exclusive videos that can only be viewed on an alternative platform. Yeah, if I make if you're going to go on that platform, if you're going to like pay a membership fee to go on that platform, those videos are going to be exclusive. I'm not like going to post it. I'm not going to double post it, because that would be stupid. That would be stealing from people who pay $10 a month to be on that platform. I wouldn't do that. Don't worry. Mark says, my bro lives in Carrollton. Nice place. Yeah, Carrollton's nice. A lot of beautiful up-and-coming neighborhoods in Dallas, Fort Worth. So Bobby says, I thought you lived in D.C. I guess they done ran her off. Yep, I did live in D.C. and I was miserable and I left. And I also left politics, working in politics. So it doesn't mean that I won't talk about politics. It just means I left working in politics. And hopefully I don't take a job in politics again, because I was miserable. So miserable. And the only reason that I ever did it was because I was desperate for a job. And it paid way more than being like a bartender at a restaurant. But like, yeah, I plan to become a real estate baller, like a baller. So that shouldn't ever be an issue. Ahmed says you should do a day in the life vlog. Oh, like every day another vlog, like what I'm doing that day. That could actually be really cool. That would be like that would take a lot of work. It would have to be like maybe once a week. And I would have to, yeah, that would take a lot of time. That would work if I hired an editor, and the editor like did the work, other than me just filming myself. Yeah. Wally says, how did you decide on Dallas Fort Worth area? That's a really good question. There were a few things. I had a list of like a few places I was looking at. There was Florida. Oops. I accidentally took this out. There was Florida, there was South Carolina, there was North Carolina, Charlotte, there was, what other places was I looking at? And there was Texas, there was Austin. I was also looking at Austin. For what I was looking for, I wanted to buy land. I wanted a place where I could not just invest in my place, but invest in like multiple homes and become like a baller in real estate. Yeah, there are so many things. It's cheap here. You could buy a gun, walk outside with it. Like, there's so much you could do. There are issues with Texas, like the licensing is annoying, really annoying. Like, you need a license for everything. And it's not easy to get a gun license, by the way. Like, it's not as easy as I thought. They make you jump through a lot of hoops and submit like all these documents and everything, but it's doable. I like Dallas Fort Worth because of all the opportunities that it has. If you want to make money, Dallas Fort Worth is the place to be. If you want to make money and you're not like and you don't want to live in a socialist whatever, and you want to be like a little more free and entrepreneurial, Mark says, good luck in your endeavors, young lady. It's bedtime in the mitten. Where's the mitten? Is that in like, is that how they talk in like the UK? Good night. Syl says Alabama is easy. I've never been to Alabama, but I'll come there for you. I'll drive over for you. Wally Will says no state income tax in Texas. You got that right. No state income tax, which I love. I can't wait to see my tax returns. Logo says doing a video documenting the process of getting gun licenses sounds like a good idea. By the way, it's so funny because when you do your taxes in Texas, you don't do like a separate thing for state. You don't do like a separate state taxes section. You just do the federal taxes. It's so cool. I'm so used to like doing like, you know, federal and state. And usually I do 3 federal and 2 states, DC and Virginia. And now it's just like, I won't be doing that next year. Next year it will, I think, next year it's just gonna be federal. I won't be doing the whole like federal, DC, Virginia, and then Virginia's so annoying. Everything in Virginia is old and stupid and decrepit and like regressive. They make you, instead of having a system like every other normal state in the 21st century where you do your taxes online, they make you like mail in your taxes, your documents. They make you mail it in. Dude. Wally says, we're thinking of moving to Texas or Florida because of no state income tax. Move to Texas! Let me be your realtor. Move to Texas. I will help you. Come here. JK, move where your family's happy. Although I will say, the reason why I chose Texas over Florida is, on the surface, Florida seems cheap and full of freedom, but it's really hard to find a house that in Florida in a good area, at least in the areas that I was looking at that I wanted to live in. It's really hard to find a good house in that area where that doesn't have HOAs, and those HOAs are like mobs. They're mobs. They're so high. I thought DC HOAs were high. Florida HOAs are rape, and they also don't let you do like Airbnb and other types of like subleasing. So and they're very restrictive. Like if you want to let someone in your house, if it's in a gated area that with a high HOA, they'll make you like sign up your visitors. Why would I want to do that? I want to be free, dude. I don't want to pay like $1,000, $3,000 HOA every month so that I can be your slave and sign up every single time I have a guest over on your stupid little sign-up sheet. Like, the whole point of owning your own place is you want to be free, you want to own your own land, you want to do whatever you want with it. Why would I get a house that has an HOA, stupid heads? That's why I didn't want to live in Florida, I mean. That's why I wanted to live in Texas, because Texas has so much land, and I can have my land. And that's like a primitive thing, but it's also like a rational thing. We're humans, we need land that's our land, that no one else is like poking their nose in. That's the whole point. That's why I love real estate, dude. Still says, you must be getting drunk. You almost call me Cecil. Haha. Yeah, because Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Well, I can't wait to drink with you. I don't know when it's going to be, but I hope it's soon. I want to come to Alabama. Maybe I'll do like a vlog about it. Wally World says, wow, didn't know about Florida HOAs. Very good tip. So if you do move to Florida, on the west side, you'll probably get a better deal, like Tampa or Fort Myers. Fort Myer. I'm saying it wrong. But on the east side, that's where you get all, I mean, the west side, you get, the other thing that I didn't like about it was even the places that I liked, even if they didn't have an HOA, which they usually did, a lot of those areas are like in general, a lot of those areas are for like their elderly communities. So there isn't a lot of like young professionals moving in because there aren't as many, but things might be changing because a lot of people a lot of companies are moving to Florida. So you might get more young people moving there. I still chose Texas because I think more companies are moving here. Because we're getting all the tech companies from California. And and I didn't know if I wanted to live in Austin because Austin was kind of becoming like a hipster, like it was becoming too LA-ish, and I didn't want to live in. I left LA, I don't want to live in another LA. What am I drinking? Dude, why are you asking me what I'm drinking? It says it in the, I'm drinking mulled wine. I just mulled wine on this live stream. I showed you how I mulled wine on this live stream. Why are you asking me what I'm drinking? It says it in the title. Bart says you should check on Richard to make sure he didn't pass out from your wine creation. No, he's fine. He's probably fine studying and everything. Aaron says Austin is horrible. There is homeless everywhere. Ahmed says Austin is the new San Francisco. Oh, Sil says I stay alive for it and we can do some stream. That would be so much fun. Yeah, we should totally do that. We should do a live stream together. That would be so much fun. Wally World says, yeah, I heard Austin's very hipster, so I'm interested in your thoughts on Dallas. I'm not a fan of Houston. Yeah, Houston is like really hot, and also Houston is like right near the border, near Mexico. And so Houston gets a lot of gangs. You don't have to like do what I do though, because I'm still learning. Like these are all things that I have been, these are all people's opinions change. So like I don't want you to base your decisions on me and then I change my mind and then you're like, wait, I just changed my decision because of you. This is just the reason why I did it. So the thing that I was thinking about Houston, yeah, I was thinking a lot of crime in Houston that is related to gangs, like people from the border, a lot of like illegal shit happening. But I mean, there's that kind of stuff everywhere. There's that kind of stuff in Dallas too. I also didn't want to live in Dallas proper, so I wanted to live, the suburbs. I live in the suburbs. I don't mind telling you that because there's a lot of suburbs. Ed says, is being a realtor your full-time job now? Yeah, being a realtor, I mean, right now, my focus, there's a lot of things I'm doing right now, maybe too many things that I'm doing right now, but my two main focuses, real estate, brokerage, being a realtor, and real estate investing, being an investor. So, two sides of the same coin. Real estate is my focus. And, I mean, I still am making videos, but the videos, as far as I'm concerned, that's something that I would be doing no matter what I did. So like no matter what my job is. I will always be a vlogger because I love it. So it doesn't matter if it's making me money or not. I'm always going to be making videos. And I'm making videos for my real estate channel too, in the description below. Check it out, my real estate channel, get subscribed. But yeah, real estate is my main focus. I spent too much time in DC not making money. I'm just plugging my laptop in. Oh wow, it's already 9 p.m. Neon says, I visited Houston last week and oh my, Texas cannot drive to save their life. Oh yeah, people drive really fast and people drive really fast. And then combine that with the recent weather, like the crazy weather here. On Thursday, there was this huge accident. I don't know if you saw it in the news, but it was like 135 cars like piling on top of each other because like some of the cars like slid on the ice. And basically, okay, just to backtrack, like the weather is worse than it has been in the past like 10 years. And so it's crazy, like snow, ice, crazy freezing, a lot of like black ice on the highways. And the city, because they're not prepared for this, they didn't there wasn't antifreeze on the streets to take care of it. So like these cars are driving at like 85, 90 miles an hour. I'm not even exaggerating. In a lot of parts of Dallas-Fort Worth, the speed limit is like 85 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour. And so these cars are zooming and then they slip on black ice and then they all just pile on each other. It was really scary, that accident that happened on the I-35 West. It was like 135 cars. So far, I think at least 6 people died, but it could be more. I just didn't keep up with it. It's scary to see the news. Kevin says, the fundamental reason is nobody understands marriage anymore because we are living a more and more morally baseless society. Neon says, if the speed limit is 80, they go 90. This is so good. I wish I could give you some wine. Like, I wish I could like hand out a glass. That would be so cool. Like if I could give everybody a glass of wine, mulled wine. It's like warm. You're drinking it on a cold winter night in a storm. That would be amazing. I wish I could do that. I would sell it too, if I could. But I would also give it to you as a gift. Like, I would give it as a gift to everybody who's on this live stream because you guys are my family. Because nobody who doesn't care watches these live streams. Like, no random person watches, especially on YouTube. I don't get random people watching my live streams. Like, I actually know all the people who are watching this live stream because I see you all the time. So it's like a small group of people that I see all the time. And so, I trust the people who watch this live stream. So I would give you a glass of mulled wine that I made. And then maybe I'd sell it to like people that I don't know. Because I'm a businesswoman and I care about making money. I care about my friends, so I'll give you shit for free. But I also care about making money. So if I don't know you, I'll just like sell it to you. And then maybe we might become friends and I'll give you shit for free. Because that's how it works. Happy Valentine's Day, Jim. Still says you're gonna have to tell me how to mull. Yeah, you just have to make sure it doesn't get too hot because you don't want it to boil because you don't want to lose the alcohol content from your wine. You want to keep it warm. So right now it's on like the lowest. I put it in this pot over here because I can't really control my pot, the oven so well, so I put it in this like cooker, and I put it on the lowest, yeah, I put it on the lowest setting. Still says it would be a lovely Christmas gift. It actually is a huge Christmas drink in Europe. I'm surprised that they don't do it here. They should do it here. It's like a winter wonderland. It's actually called Winter Wonderland in the UK. They have this like festival type of thing, and they have these booths everywhere you go. In the freezing cold, they've got these booths where people like just serve you mulled wine, and it's like £7 for a glass of mulled wine, which is like, I mean, that's a lot of money for like a tiny glass of mulled wine, especially because it's usually just like rail wine or something. But it feels it's really yummy. It's more like just how it feels going down when it's so cold outside. You know what? You know what would be really cool? Oh yeah, Sil says it's German. Her uncle used to do Wesel. It's German. Yeah, it's apparently in Germany. It's like even more of a thing. So yeah, that's where they got it from, I think. Yeah. So maybe someday I'll start like a mulled wine shop in Dallas Fort Worth, and you can come and buy mulled wine from me. I don't know how I would start this business, but if anyone like has an idea, could do it. Kevin says, do you know how to code in Python? No, I don't, but should I? Do you think I should learn? Sage Wave, thank you so much, Sage Wave. Also, by the way, guys, I saw all your comments on the marriage video, and I really appreciate them a lot because I know that like a lot of you, maybe even most of you, like disagreed with it, and I think it's really cool that you're still watching my videos because my opinions change all the time, but my feelings about like the people who watch my videos don't change, and I really like I love you guys. It's like family, so I appreciate it. All right. Neo Neon says, Pardes, do you know that Texas is going blue after Biden legalizes all those millions of immigrants? Do you think all those immigrants are voting for Biden? I don't know. They might actually be, because actually I met a guy who was in it, like he was in a community and they basically told them all that they have to vote for Biden, but I don't think that they on their own are voting for, I think that they're kind of like pressured into voting for Biden. Yeah, like I think I get kind of upset when I think too much about politics, so I try to get like, if you actually like Biden's policies better, then that's one thing, and you might, and that's rational, you know, whatever. But if you're voting for Biden because like someone pressured you to do that, then that makes me sad, because I think people should like use their own brain. And I think a lot of people are not using their own brain because our universities and big institutions are all like leaning one way, and they're all telling everybody to be a certain way and think a certain thing. If you don't, then we're gonna like alienate you. So anyway. Have I ever tried moonshine? I don't remember if I've tried moonshine. Sil says that would actually be a great business because it's not done. It could be like a coffee shop. That's such a great idea. Sil, we should start that. We should start a mulled wine shop. We could even do it in Alabama, and I'll come there. I mean, does it snow in Alabama? Does it snow there? We could do it here. It could be like a pop-up, like a mulled wine pop-up in Texas. The only problem is that I think it works in places where people walk a lot. In Dallas Fort Worth, people don't really leave their homes when it's snowing, because you'd have to like, you can't walk anywhere. you'd have to go with your car, and you can't drive in this weather. So I think it would work better in places like in Europe. People leave their houses because they don't drive as much because everything is smaller. So they'd have to like, so it might not work. I don't know. Have to think about it more. It would have to be like in cold weather, but not in stormy weather. Jason says, I've been out of politics since October. I feel great. Yeah, politics is stupid, man. I agree. I mean, it's not stupid if you talk about it. It's stupid to work in it. Like, I don't know. Logo says, enjoy Texas while you can. That's depressing. I don't want Texas to become like California, which it might, but I don't know. I don't know where else I'd move to, dude. Doug says, get a co-packer and sell it online. How do you sell it online? Maybe if you get like, if you make it and pack it up and just all people have to do is like heat it up on low heat in their house. So you just send it to them in a package. That's smart. Nice. That's like really smart. That's a really good idea, actually. Maybe, Jim says a lot of Texans are moving to Nevada, Florida, and Tennessee. Yeah, I mean, I meet people who are like, oh, I'm leaving Texas because Texas has gone too far left. I mean, there are some things about Texas, but overall, Texas is getting all the righties from California and the really hardcore righties, so it might actually stay the same for a while because people are moving here because they want certain freedoms. Logo says, if Florida is anything to go by, the negative effects of a Democrat control of federal government can be mitigated. Doug says, I am moving to Texas, turning it red again. Doug, that is very exciting. Yeah, I'm excited to see your house, to see pictures. Is it good whiskey? Oh man, it's like 9. Bobby says, do you own your house? Yes, I own my house. I bought it. Ouch, I just cracked my foot. Yeah, I bought my house last year, like a few months ago actually, like less than a year ago. And it's been a journey. Like, if anyone else is buying a house, you can hit me up. I can answer your questions if you have any questions, if you're a first timer. But there's a lot of things that I would tell my old self as advice, like save up for repairs, because especially in an old house like this one, there's a lot of repairs to be done. And yeah, there's like a lot of things to do, but it feels amazing. Regardless, I don't care what kind of house it is. It feels amazing to have my own place and that I belong here. No one can kick me out of here. Like, I got kicked out of so many places and it didn't feel good. And now this is like a place where I belong. Doesn't matter what you say, what anybody says. Like, I can do whatever I want here. I can walk around naked. I can just like spill things. I can make mulled wine. Like, it feels amazing having your own space and on your own land. So Syl says, now you're making me sad, I have to move. Oh, because your house is old. But it's also a headache to take care of. So sometimes it's not like one thing is better than the other. Sometimes you just want a change. So you're going to feel so good to be in a place where you don't have to do all these repairs and take care of an old house. And then maybe later on, you might want a house again. Like, you might want to have like your own land again. Joe says, what's the temperature in your part of Texas? I think it's like 10 degrees or something outside. Yeah, I think it's like 10 degrees. Still says that I'll miss growing my own food, but it will be easy living for right now. Yeah, like, you can do it again in the future if you ever wanted. You deserve a break. You deserve to, like, relax a little bit. So you can. There's nothing wrong with moving around. I know people who move to, like, a new place, like, every year. Even if it's in the same neighborhood. Wally says, what have you repaired in your house that made you feel a sense of accomplishment? So many little things, like, I don't know, like the windows, curtains, like, plumbing has been a big issue, so we've been working on that a lot. And, I don't know, like little things. Still says I've been a gypsy most of my life. Today with Julia says, did you move from California to Texas? Yeah, although I lived in DC in between. So I lived in DC. So I lived my whole life in California. Then at 23, I moved to DC. Lived there for about 4 years, a little less than 4 years. Then moved back to California to live with my parents because of COVID. And then from there, moved to Texas. So yeah, technically I moved from California. Aaron says we're under a hard freeze warning, winter storm warning, and a freeze chill warning in Texas. Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't know if I can leave the house. It will be really, really hard to leave the house right now because it's so stormy outside. Chan says DC is horrible. DC was really miserable. It was really miserable for me, and oh my gosh, like, I didn't even realize how miserable I was until I left. It was like, I was just so depressed and like lonely the whole time. And even if I had friends in DC, but they were always coming in and out. It was very transient. The people that I was friends with from outside of DC, they would come and hang out and then leave, so I was stuck by myself. And the other people who were sticking around in DC, a lot of them were like very transient type of people, so they weren't very reliable long term. I have some friends that are very long-term type reliable, but generally the general vibe of DC is not a very long-term type of thing. And it's really hard to meet somebody that you're gonna like actually be in a relationship with in a place like DC. And it's really hard to make decisions that are long-term type of decisions because it's so expensive, and I don't know. Doug says DC is a nice place to visit. Living would be a stress nightmare. Exactly. Bobby says, I live in Fairfax. I avoid DC like the plague. Yeah, I feel you. Virginia is way better. Jason says, I'm happy you left DC. Chan says, I lived in DC for 2 years because of work and it was so bad. I never got on really well with the people I worked with. Good in a work scenario, but not friends. I moved back to Philly later. Yeah. Also, people can be very fake in DC, especially in the workplace. People can be very fake because the thing with DC is that a lot of firms are like sharing people. So you meet a lot of the same people in different firms, and everybody knows each other. Everybody's jumping from one firm to the next, so there isn't really a sense of loyalty. And so people are constantly backstabbing you, and it's not fun when that happens. It happened to me a bunch. People that I thought were my friends in the workplace, not at every place, but in a lot of places, especially like media outlets. Joe says it's California. Thanks for the super chat, Joe. Yeah, like California is California, but also DC is a little bit like that. And Wally says, have you met friends in Texas? Is it easy? So making friends in Texas is very different. Like in DC, I made a lot of friends. It was a lot of friends, but I wasn't so close with them. And it was like, people would be like, all right, let's hang out, you know, once every month or something. You wouldn't see the same people. For me, I wasn't seeing the same people all the time. It was just like one-off hangouts with a million different people. And people just trying to network, so they don't really want a close connection with you. They just want to hang out with you just so they can have that connection, that like one-time thing, and move on to the next person that they're networking with. But Texas is very different. Like the people that I hang out with in Texas, actually, I have like, we have right now like 2 people that we hang out with in Texas, and they're married, so it's a couple. There's this one couple, and you might even be watching this live stream. There's one couple that we hang out with in Texas, and we hang out with them like every week or every other week. They're our friends, and we don't have other friends, really. I mean, Ali Alexander is my friend, and he lives not far from me, but he hasn't been in town for a while. But yeah, like it's more like quality friendships, like friendships that are long term. I could see myself being friends with these people in a year, in 2 years, because we'll both be living in the same area, kind of, and it's just like a totally different mentality. It's not like they're not being friends with me to network. They're being friends with me because they want to be friends with me and they want to hang out. So, I mean, it's not even the people in DC we're trying to network. It's really hard to have, for me also, it's really hard to hang out with the same people all the time. It's just not that kind of environment. I don't know. It's just much healthier here. Doug says Texas clubbing, backyard barbecue, invite your friends and neighbors, make new friends. That'd be fun. Jason says New York City and DC, social competition run amok. Very bad for your sanity. Yeah, exactly. I hate social competition. Like, the whole, like, we have to associate with these people and not associate with those people, and everything is just all about trying to have a... Oh man. Chan says that's so true. There's a difference between a friend and a real friend. Like, I have people I'm cool with, but they aren't truly part of my small circle of friends. Logo says Texas sounds so wholesome. Yeah, it's definitely been more wholesome. I think also part of it is like I'm in like a serious relationship now, and so I'm not going out just because I'm like bored and lonely all the time. Like, I'm actually going, if I'm going out to hang out with you, it's because I actually am your friend and like we're hanging out, So also another thing has been like when our friends from California have been visiting, we've been going out with them. But that's it, really. Yeah, it's definitely more wholesome. Josh says, if you're gonna make friends in Texas, you gotta have a fiddle in the band. A fiddle? I want to be in a band. Bobby says Tim Pool, Elon, Joe Rogan, etc. Everyone's moving to Texas. Tim Pool's moving to Texas? Dude. Everybody's moving to Texas, dude. Doug says Texas barbecue is beef based, usually smoked. Yeah, I'm actually in the mood of barbecue right now. Oh man, it's a Texas exodus. Okay, I'm gonna go now because it's 9:24 and I want to watch a movie and have more mulled wine with my BF because it's Valentine's Day. But I just want to tell you something. Like, don't ever let anyone discourage you from your dreams. And thanks for watching this live stream. I really, really appreciate you. But after this live stream, and I had a lot of fun with you guys. After this live stream, do something that you really enjoy. And it doesn't matter, like, it doesn't have to be like the conventional Valentine's Day. It doesn't have to be like a romantic thing. Just anyone that you enjoy with in person, anybody, call them up and like have a chat with them, or sit down with them and have some mulled wine with them, or hot tea or something nice, and watch a movie or do something nice. And if it's just you that you feel like hanging out with tonight, you can do that. I did that for so many years, and there were some times when it was really, really nice just being by myself and hanging out and just watching a movie. I like watching movies, but it could be whatever you like to do. So hope you have a wonderful evening, and it could be whatever you're doing, and just as long as it's something that you enjoy. And see you all later. And if you have any ideas, by the way, for that platform I told you about, if you don't remember, then don't worry. Like, let me know in the DMs or in the comments. Thanks so much. Bye, everybody. Jim says, did everyone give Pardes a like tonight? Yes, thank you, Jim. Give me a like and subscribe to my channel if you didn't already, but you probably already did. Subscribe to my real estate channel. Okay, good night.